When I set out to write Apricots and Figs, an immigrant father-son story, one of the chapters I was really looking forward to writing was 1982. And why 1982? It was the year Italy won their third World Cup. For many of us, it was our first experience with Italian soccer. And others, it was the first time ever we would see Italy actually win a World Cup. And so the experience and the celebration that we had in San Pedro at the time, I did my best to capture a level of detail that it'll feel like you are journeying with us in this story. What happened that year? Italy was barely making it, as they always barely make it through the first round of any major tournament, and barely qualified to advance. But they would face Argentina and Brazil. It was a different format back then, less teams in the World Cup, and so after you advanced from the first round, you had to do another round robin with two other teams. So it was Argentina and Brazil. You couldn't have asked for a tougher draw, but that's when Italy started turning it on. They would beat Argentina 2-1 and then face Brazil. And everyone knew Brazil would be a long shot, as they were a favorite then, as they always are, to win the World Cup. But this time they had a fantastic team and Italy was just getting going. During that game, it was an amazing output of goals by Paolo Rossi, who scored 3. And Italy would go on to win that game 3-2. The day before, my dad on his Italian radio program announced that if Italy beats Brazil, we'll celebrate in San Pedro in the Safeway parking lot, which is now Vaughn's on 12th and Gaffey. About 200 people showed up that day, mostly locals. So when it came time and Italy was in the final against West Germany, he did the same announcement, but this time he said, when we win, when we beat Germany, come down to San Pedro to celebrate the World Cup. Because he knew that if we could beat Brazil, we could beat anybody. And he was right. Italy beats West Germany 3-1, and Italy now are world champions. So as we're heading down to the Safeway parking lot, I captured that moment in the book when we arrived. Fans lined Gaffey Street waving Italian flags, blowing horns, whistling, chanting, Italia, Italia, Italia. Italian fans, plus many of our friends from other nationalities, were gathered, and people of all ages celebrated. Traffic slowed and cars honked as they passed by the celebration. It was total pandemonium. I could not believe what I was seeing. The crowd kept growing and growing. A friend of ours, Paolo Di Girolamo, painted his car with a big Italian flag on the front hood, the trunk, and both sides of the car. 2,000 people came from the Valley, Orange County, and all over Los Angeles for the celebration. What a feeling to be World Cup champions and have all these people celebrating together in San Pedro. It was a moment in our life we'll never forget, and I've tried to capture many of those moments in Apricots and Figs, whether it was the pain of leaving Italy to come here and not knowing if our families were ever gonna go back, to my first journey to Ischia with my father, and then also memories here in San Pedro, like the Sunday Italian radio programs, the Olympia soccer team, the San Pedro Italians, and of course the World Cup, and much more. So while we're sitting home for the third straight World Cup, still wondering what happened to Italian soccer, pick up a copy on Amazon of Apricots and Figs and relive the memories that we experienced not only in 1982, but also in 2006, which is captured in the book as well. I've mentioned so many of your names in this book. Those who knew my father, those who shared in these moments with him, those who I've known throughout my life that have influenced me and who I've journeyed with through being an immigrant son. There's so many of your names in this book. If you haven't picked up a copy, check it out and enjoy the memories. God bless you all.